Flash, turn off Bluetooth. Okay, I don't want to deal with this. Fucking automatic repair my ass. So you may ask me how I get in this situation. First off is I thought my old laptop seemed to died. So I bought this 760 off of OfferUp for like $90, and the guy says it works perfectly fine. No, no, no driver issues. And then I'm like, okay, maybe it's just okay. And then I guess I went to the Promoter Fair and I got this motherboard with an A10 APU 970. And I'm like, APU, I've used APUs in the past with graphics cards. So I'm like, okay, no deal. Okay, I'm like, okay, deal. It's not gonna have I'm not gonna have a big problem with it, you know. So I'm like, okay, so I bought the case, the AIO pump, and some case fans, spinning mega fucking fast, and I'm like, okay, it's probably gonna go well since I did build another for my brother, which that just didn't have the same, kind of did have the same problem, didn't register until I like downloaded drivers and it worked. That's it. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's the same problem I have. Like, okay, maybe let me just download drivers and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay. Or why am I skipping to the part with the? Okay, what I mean by it's like I built it when the fans came here because the fans, and everything. The case, the fans, like the mother of this, and the RAM sticks all came in at on Thursday of I don't know what day, but it came on Thursday. So I'm like, okay, so on Thursday I ordered. I'm like, okay, I am looking at a GPU since I already have some parts coming in. And I'm like, oh, since I have a GPU coming in, I'm like, okay, I might as well just order the parts. So I ordered the parts for about $250, and I'm like, okay. So I waited. I was happy that the parts came in until I put it all together. The GPU works. I start having a slight issue. The guy didn't give me a box with the drivers or nor the CD. So I'm like, okay. I asked him for the box. No reply. He probably threw the box and the CD away. Okay, maybe I could just order the CD and OfferUp. I mean, OfferUp more. Order the CD on eBay. Nothing. Instead of nothing, and they want like 400 for this GPU, 400 for the 97, the 660, the 760 FW shit like that UVGA 4 gig. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, I'm not just gonna buy a new one. And I try to resolve the issue. So I look up EVGA. What am I saying? So I look up EVGA GTX 760 FW FTW 4 gig drivers or BIOS. It shows me a ROM, and I'm like, how am I supposed to download a ROM? I don't have the correct software to do it. I'm like, okay, I guess not. So I'm like, okay, what if I just install drivers if I go back to install drivers on the video website, and I go back to the old ones where this GPU first came out, which is probably 2014, 2015. So I go back and I download the drivers like the first drivers are made for this thing. Because they're a bit buggy, but maybe it's the boost it needs to actually get it to work. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna. So I go EVGA power, and I went to the download for the I went to the download for the GTX 760 BIOS, and you know what it is? You know what happened? It wouldn't let me on. He's like, you don't have access to the server. I'm like, okay, maybe they took it down. And I'm like, fuck. So I go on my brother's computer because the same thing has happened to me. I couldn't go on some old EVGA websites, but I was able to go one from 2006 for some reason. And I'm like, EVGA, why do some people like rocking the 760? I know, some people do. And I'm like, oh, fucking bitch. Okay, so I go on my brother's computer, try to download it there, and I couldn't download it there. You wanna know why? Because it said the same thing. So I'm like, okay. Okay, so I went to the Windows thing, and I'm just like, mm, mm. I went to the Windows thing, and what I mean by Windows thing, I went to Windows Device Manager, and I actually went back, and of course I saw that they said roll back your not roll back or install update drivers. I'm like, okay, well, then what drivers do you want to update? I'm like, I have a then like we found a driver from 2015 able to use, and I'm like, okay, I'll try that out. And then when I tried it out, I'm just like, and then the thing was boot looping for like 5 more minutes, and it's going back to automatic repairs, and I'm sad because I fucking hate Windows because it's trying to roll back, standards trying to roll back drivers that I don't need. Okay, I need to know if people have the same problem. Comment if you have the same problem, please, because I need to get this resolved quickly.